our floor joist systems, and that's the part that's holding our decking, and that's the part that attaches to, you know, our beams and our bands and everything, and it kind of ties it all together. Actually, one of our videos we're going to be doing, which I've done on new construction inspection videos that we have out there, showing you how to square your deck, making sure you could check to see if it's square. But if you're already buying one that's already done, you're not going to do anything with it, so that's not pertinent to this so much. But floor joists. So let's move on to some crazy floor joist stuff here. And here you go. So here's one right here. Now this one, what I'm trying to show you here is, as you see, we got some deterioration happening here, some crackage happening here. It almost looks like there's two different types of wood put together here. That, you know, if that's cracked, which this one is, that definitely is going to cause you a lot of grief. It's not structurally sound, even though you do have a compression stress load right here holding it, meaning that the load is coming straight down together on this. But it's definitely not structurally, it's not what we want to see. So you want to get that fixed. Of course, we see our moisture issues here, which we'll talk more about, some more moisture issues as we go along. And this is really common that you see, especially on some of our areas that doesn't get a lot of sunlight, like our northern side of our buildings and such, that we have more of this. Now, let's move on down here, because now this is all treated wood. Everything you've been seeing is either cedar or treated. Most of all our floor joists today are always treated material. They're weather treated, so as that they could take weather, snow, and this. Now, just remember, which we've done some of this engineered wood shows before, but what I want to talk to you about is something, just because it's weather treated, read the fine print. There is no such thing as a real lifetime warranty, because there's no such thing as anything lifetime, but they're just not forever. And all treated wood must be, which we'll talk maybe a little bit more about that on decking, all treated wood really does need to be resealed periodically. Yeah, I know that's something that a lot of folks didn't think you had to do, but they dry out and that causes trouble. Same with our floor joist, except our floor joists are at a place that it doesn't really get as much, it really stays a lot damper because of being under shade and such. So you want to make sure that, and that causes some other rusting issues, like right here. You see how this is? See, look at right here. Now this right here this is cedar wood right in here, but doesn't make any difference. Treated can do the same thing. So, yeah, but look how it's deteriorated. See the white? You can already see this here, the moisture in here, how it's already deteriorated and rotted away. And so this is what you're looking for when you're looking at this. And like I said, this is Deck Awareness Month. This is what you're down here. You're taking a look at this. These things on your deck. See what you got to do to make sure your deck is safe. Decks in the Midwest. I should say this, and I should say this over and over again. Decks in the Midwest are built to 60 pounds per square foot. Homes are built to 40 pounds per square foot. I've been told that the reason we build our decks to 60 pounds per square foot versus what the inside of the home is because we will put more weight, more people, more of a live load meaning a load that's moving, on our deck than any one place in the house. So that's why we build them a little bit stronger than our house. And then we really, really want to make sure it's stout. Some of our decks are pretty high in the air, and they go, oh, it's a long ways down, folks. You don't want to take that trip down. So let's move on down here to the next one, because we got a whole bunch of good ones here to look at for this here, because this is one of the weakest spots that we'll find on our house, is on our floor joist area. Let's see, all right, see right now, what I got showing here is we got our moisture coming down through here. Now this is common, this is my railing post, and we just notch it down through here, which is great. I love to see it this way. And you don't have to. Some code areas that you do, some areas of the country you do, some areas that you don't. But I like to see it because it gives it, my railing, a little more structural integrity. But this is also something that you're getting. See my moisture issues right here. And but if this was sealed, you wouldn't have this. And then actually, this one's even showing some mold. It's outside mold, and there's always mold outside. But this is what you want to be looking for. And right now, you can be proactive on this one instead of reactive, and help yourself and fix it. All right, and oh, here you go. Now this is another cedar post, or cedar joist, I'm sorry. And but we're going to talk more about that on some of the others. But you see how this moisture and this, is building up, and as water's running down through here, and see how look at my hangers. These are my joist hangers. See how they're already rusting away. I guarantee you, some of these are so bad you can literally take your finger and flick the metal off of it. I mean, and so if it's that bad, don't get on your deck. But is it this bad right here? Just, hey, you got to take them old hangers off. Now you can tell by this hanger, this is an old hanger. And like I said, we don't really use cedar much anymore for any of our joist like we used to back in the old days. But you can see every one of these right on down the line are all doing that, all having troubles. And up a little bit closer up picture here, and you can see I've even we got some nail holes that they didn't even nail every single one of and these nails are not that long, and but we're going to talk a little bit, but see how my nail right here is rusted? Well, that's telling me right there that that's not the right nail for that particular. We have special anchor nails designed to be on the exterior going through your metal. What happens is if you're getting two different types of metal, you're going to get a galvanic type of damage to your metal. Also, water gets to it. These here nails are not even designed for even being in exterior. And so if it's rusted this much on the outside, what do you think is not on the inside where you don't see it? Huh? That's what you want to be making sure. And now here is the newer my newer anchors here, that we have for our rafter hangers. And see how this one in here is. Now this looks pretty good. It's a different type of material. I mean, or not different type of material, but a little newer. It's made galvanized material. But you see, we use two different types of nails. You can see my nails. I got some rusted, some not. Well, you can see they just was reaching in their tool bag and grabbing whatever they had available and sticking it in a hole. And heck, you folks don't know any different when you're doing it. I mean, when you buy your house or whenever you hire somebody. And so you want to make sure that they get the right type of anchor. Now, I did want to mention something about this while I got you here on this, and this is on all treated wood. We changed the type of treatment of materials that we used to use. And so the new material, the old material we used had arsenic in it. So they got away from that. Then don't you just love this? So the government's here to help us again, right? So they come in here and they give us this new material. Probably the patent run off the other, probably what happened. But I don't know that. And that's not part of this, so sorry about that. But what happened is the new material was so caustic, so absolute caustic, it literally was eating our bolts away and our nails, not from the rainwater, not from moisture, but from the materials that they use to treat the wood. And so what they started recommending, now it pretty much has all been corrected out there in the industry, but if you've got an older one, you might have this, but they had to start moving to double dip galvanized material, and then special type of nails and fasteners and such. So we've gotten past this, but in the 2000s, this was common. And, but still, this is common with the nails all the time. I mean, really, come on, get the right stuff. But you don't want to, the guys don't want, whiz bang construction is perfect for them. They don't care. As long as your check clears the bank, that's all they care about. Let's move on down to some more here because we got some good ones here coming up. All right, here you go. Here you go. Now, here's one I think is just about at this end of his life expectancy. What do you think? Look at that. Look at that. And I mean, literally, it's got the roof above this one. This actually is a deck, but then they put this roof on top of it, which is still part of the same decking material, and it literally has deteriorated from the out. And what happened was, is it's not really deteriorated. It didn't start here. It started on the outside, like right here. And you can kind of see that starting to swell on this one right here. And it's through our ingrains. And ingrains is the most important. If we're going to seal anything, you want your ingrains because that's the veins of the wood. And it just sucks that moisture right in through here. And look at there. Now, what do you think that's holding? I mean, that makes, look at that. It's hilarious if it wasn't so unsafe. Now, that's air wood. That's a new version of air wood. All right. Now, here you go. This is a good one here. This looked really good, except for one thing. See if you notice what that is. And see, my anchor, look, everything looks good here. It's got good treated wood. I got my bolt pattern in a good spot right here. I got flashing from the house. This is my band board against the house. I got flashing. All that looks tremendous. But what do we don't have here? This is my siding. My siding just butts right up to that. And this is not sealed. We don't have any flashing. This should be flashed up underneath here, up, down, and on top of my siding. So any moisture that could possibly ever get in behind here flashes out. Any moisture that may be coming through this crack will not be going inside of your house and causing more damage. In this particular one, they had a lot of damage inside of their home, and where it had been because it had been sitting. And what happened was they replaced their deck, right? But the guy just stuck the deck board right back in it, and he never realized that it was already damaged on the inside of the home. A little late to fix that one. And here's another, see right here now, what I'm showing you here, this is another one, but with a different type of siding, where they did the same thing. But see, this is my seal plate. That's where all my floor joists on my inside my house. And see how that they did the new one here, new band board, but see how it's deteriorated. Now, this, for one, if it was closer to the ground, and even if it's not, it's still great termite food. But this one here is literally compressing because it cannot hold the weight any longer. It's just totally weather rotted. And it also has damage inside the house because of not flashing. So yes, flash above the band board, which is part of the floor joist system, and then underneath it, if it's applicable, and you got siding running underneath it, or there's a chance that you might get moisture inside your home. We don't need more moisture inside the home. Actually, we don't need any in there that's unwanted like this. All right, so what I want to show you here, now this is a good one right here. And this actually is a bay. Now, you can't see it, but this is a bay roof or a bay room right up above this. And so what they did is they put their plywood, and that's the subfloor, right? And they run this all through here. They got their doubler here. It looks really good. But now that plywood needs to be painted or sealed or something because plywood is not designed to be sat outside. Even though I have a living condition on the top of it, it needs to be sealed underneath. You do not want any kind of moisture issues or problems coming up into it like that. So be looking for that. It looked pretty good except for that little bit right there. Okay, here you go, right here. I've done some videos on this band boards, and I am totally, absolutely amazed at the whiz-bang carpenters out there. You know what? I'm going to take it back. Some of you guys out there ain't even whiz-bang contractors. You guys are even less than that. I said, I've heard, I'm an engineer. But even if I wasn't an engineer, there's codes, and there's reason for codes. That what happens is, this is a bay right here, right? So what this is supposed to be is a doubler coming out here from the house out. And then this from here across here is supposed to be a header. Think of a header. It's all right to nail it to the bay, but the bays are not to be attached to for holding weight. Remember when I went back and I said 40 pounds per square foot for your home, 60 pounds per square foot for your decks. Well, you're not going to imagination going to carry 60 pounds of your weight off of a 40-pound square foot load off the house. This is supposed to be a doubler. Just consider this a header. It happens all of the time. And for all of you that disagree with me, I highly encourage you to go to the comment section below and let's have at it. Because I got a lot of engineers that also follow our stuff. They'll let you have it too. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. And I do encourage remarks. We have a lot of fun with them. So I might tease you now, but don't worry about it. Just jump in there and have fun. So let's see what else we got here. What else we got here? All right. Aha. So remember we was talking about water and moisture. See, these are my bolts. These bolts are holding my band board, which all my floor joists come from there on out. This attaches to the house. See what's happening is these are rusted. Now, if you see that much rust on your bolts right here that you see on the outside, how much do you think it's rusted on the inside? And how much structural integrity do you think you have? Folks, if that's rusted, even this rusted, replace the bolts. Honestly, your family, your safety depends upon it. So yes, that's something to look at. And we see it all the time. Here's another one right here, a rusted bolt right here, just totally rusted out. You can see where we missed some nail holes in here. You see the bottom here of my hanger, it's already starting to deteriorate, and rusting. So these are problem areas that you too want to make sure is taken care of. Just kind of pay attention and make sure they're taken care of. See what you got down here for the next one here. Aha, okay, so it's just showing more. Now this particular hanger is a 2x4 hanger on a 2x8 floor joist. They sell 2x8 hangers for 2x8s. They sell 2x10s for 2x10s. They don't sell 2x8s to hang on 2x4 hangers. 2x4 hangers are designed for 2x4s. I don't know how it could get more simpler than that, but we see it. See it all the time. And these whiz-bang contractors, they do. Oh, that's fine. That'll hold it. I'll toenail it. Hey, folks, you ever have any questions? Give us a call. Galloway Building Services. We'd love to help you. And hey, if you like our videos, hit like and subscribe. Share with your friends. The more we can share with other people, the more you can help. For one, it shows that you know what you're doing, and it helps everybody out there learn more about how to be safe and how not to get ripped off. Well, thanks, folks. Appreciate you watching our videos, and my blessings to you all.